In the year 1939, September 1st, Germany invaded Poland with 1.5 million soldiers, and 2 days later, on the 3rd of September 1939, Britain and France declared war on Germany, marking the start of the Second World War. The following day, a man reported to Bletchley Park, the wartime station of GC&C Est, and like all others who came to Bletchley, he was required to sign the Official Secrets Act, in which he agreed not to disclose anything about his work at Bletchley. This man was Alan Turing, an English mathematician, computer scientist, cryptanalyst, and theoretical biologist, among other things. Alan was brought on to work with a team of other researchers and codebreakers on something called the Enigma. The Enigma was a cipher device used by Nazi Germany's military command to encrypt military communications and encode strategic messages before and during World War II. This machine allows for billions of ways to encode a message, making it incredibly difficult for other nations to crack German codes during the war. Hello, and welcome to Bite Sized. We're a pretty small channel. Please like and subscribe so that changes pretty quickly. Turing had an IQ of 185, and he was usually described by his mates as an eccentric genius who was often misunderstood even by those who worked closely with him. He began by studying the machine, gaining a deep understanding of its workings. With incredible help from his team, he developed the bomb. No, not that one. The bomb, an electromechanical device that greatly expedited the process of decrypting Enigma messages. The bomb became operational the following year, 1940. It was while working on this project that Turing met a Joan Clark. Joan was a mathematician and cryptanalyst who worked with Alan at Bletchley Park during the war. She played a significant role in the efforts to break the Enigma code and was one of the few women at Bletchley Park who worked in a senior capacity. Despite the prevailing gender norms of the time, Clark's contributions were recognized, and she played a key role in the success of the project. Joan Clark and Alan Turing developed a close working relationship and a deep mutual respect for their intellectual abilities. In 1941, Turing proposed to Clark and she accepted. However, shortly after the engagement, Turing confided in her about a dangerous secret. He told her about his homosexuality. At the time, homosexuality was illegal in the United Kingdom, hence the discovery of this by the authorities would get him prosecuted. Clark was reportedly unfazed by the revelation, however. Turing decided that he could not go through with the marriage. Nevertheless, they maintained a strong friendship and continued to work together at Bletchley Park. By this point in the project, the team had cracked the Enigma and deciphered German codes, and in no small part because of this, the Allied forces had begun changing the tides of the war. By 8th May 1945, Germany surrendered, signaling the end of the war, which had claimed an estimated 50 to 56 million lives, including military and civilian fatalities. In 1948, Turing was appointed reader in the mathematics department at the Victoria University of Manchester. A year later, he became deputy director of the Computing Machine Laboratory, where he worked on software for one of the earliest stored program computers, the Manchester Mark I. In 1952, Alan Turing was accused of homosexuality. Turing's involvement with the authorities began when he acknowledged having a sexual relationship with Arnold Murray, a 19-year-old man. Turing reported a burglary at his home, and during the police investigation, he openly admitted to the relationship, leading to charges of gross indecency. In the same year, Turing stood trial and was convicted of the charge, and was given a choice between imprisonment and chemical castration. He chose the latter. His conviction led to the removal of his security clearance and barred him from continuing with his cryptographic consultancy for the government communications headquarters. He was also denied entry into the United States after his conviction, but was free to visit other European countries. In the summer of 1952, he visited Norway, which was more tolerant of homosexuals. Among the various men he met, there was one named Kjell Carlson. Kjell intended to visit Turing in the UK, but the authorities intercepted Kjell's postcard detailing his travel arrangements and were able to cut him off and deport him before the two could meet. On 8th of June 1954, Turing's housekeeper found him dead. His death was ruled as suicide by cyanide poisoning. When his body was discovered, an apple lay half-eaten beside his bed, and although the apple was not tested for cyanide, it was speculated that this was how Turing had consumed a fatal dose. Because of his conviction of an offense that now seems both cruel and absurd, particularly poignant given his outstanding contribution to the war effort, Alan Turing's life was cut short. There, his life ended alone and desperate for intimacy. In 2013, Turing received a posthumous royal pardon, acknowledging the injustice of his conviction and the persecution he faced due to his homosexuality.